I met you on a Tuesday that didn't exist, in a cafe built from unresolved dreams. You ordered silence with a splash of deja vu, and I drank it like I'd missed breakfast. In a different lifetime we didn't speak. Your smile translated my unfinished sentences into a language only furniture understood.
They said feelings are just chemicals, but yours wore velvet and boots. Mine came barefoot with ink-stained fingers.
You tuned your heartbeat to my static. I rewrote my past in the shape of your absence. We made sense
Only where sense was missing.
You called me your favorite contradiction. I laughed like a cracked mirror. Every time I forgot your name, the wind spelled it back on my skin in languages I hadn't learned yet. We built memories out of metaphors and pretended they were made of stone. You said I never lie, I just rearrange the truth until it fits in your palm. I said nothing, my silence wore your fingerprint. She once told me, if we ever meet in the wrong universe, promise to wave like we've never met. I caught echoes in my throat and named them after you. You danced with my reflection until I forgot who was watching. In the end, we never ended. Just misplaced, like an umbrella in the sun, like the right word. A beat too late, like a postcard sent to the future with no address and too much meaning.
Make yourself ready, buckle in. We're selling clocks that tick backwards, forward, sideways. Where time's a rubber band, snapping sweet noodles on your wrist. Born the same day, but never twins. Just two halves of the same shadow, chasing light on a sundown's wing. Palms sway like lazy ghosts in a tropical jazz jam, while blue eyes laugh tight in the synchronized waves. Their mouths whisper secrets that taste like burnt sugar and sunrise. A tongue-tied in eloquence, the lexicon of unspoken wishes. She moves a serpent in moonlight, fingers tracing Medusa's lullaby. unraveling resistance like silk on a summer breeze. Her smile's a weapon, dangerous and soft. A sugar cotton chainsaw, buzzing sweet madness into the marrow. You shoot words like rubber arrows into my membranes, and I don't see any horizons to lift the crown. We done some clocks with waterproof hearts, mechanical beats ticking love's riddles. Time zones collapse, a kaleidoscope whirlpool where the betta fish flicks its fins in the coral reef of your absurdity. Our laughter spills like confetti from the heavens, glasses clinking absurd harmony with cosmic irony. Each word a puzzle piece shaped by paradox, falling together just to tumble apart again. We find ourselves scattered like seashells on a beach of nowhere, collecting fragments of you and I in pockets sewn from echoes and dreams. And every glance is a map to a place we never left, and the waterfalls flowing backwards in your stream. The sun sets, rises, sings a lute lullaby while we trace stories in the sand, unraveling the mystery of being two and one. A riddle wrapped in a paradox, wrapped in the glow of midnight palm. So here's to the sadness of laugh, madness of love, absurd infinite of bettas dance in a sea of glowing sea cucumbers. A wild ride through clockwork smiles and whispers, where every heartbeat is a cosmic joke only we understand. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Spinning clocks and waterproof rain, better fish flicker through electric veins. Born on the same glitch, a cosmic prank. Two shadows stretch in a kaleidoscope tank. Palm leaves hum riddles nobody asked. Laughter spills sideways, questions unmasked. Sunglasses on at midnight, no one cares. Stars bounce on the ceiling, caught unawares. Shoes left behind in the lobby of dreams. Time drips backwards in pixelated streams. Echo hearts murmuring in paradox zones, while the universe rewrites its own undertone. Slip through the static, lose and find. Love's a whisper, tangled in mind. Slip through the static, lose and find. Love's a whisper, tangled in mind. Footsteps dance dance on invisible strings. Tongues tie knots with nonsensical things. Alpha-Betta winks in the tide's masquerade. Sunset's voice hums the promises made. The clock hands tangle in playful revolt. Echoes of you in a silent waltz. Laugh lines curve like uncharted seas. Lost in the maze of could-be and breeze. Words morph, juggle, fall out of rhyme. Time folds itself like origami crime. The moment a puzzle that never fits. Love slips in through the paradox bits. Slip through the static. Lose and find. Love's a whisper. Tangled in mind. Slip through the static. Lose and find. Love's a whisper. Tangled in mind. You say your blender has enormous gear deviation. I'll take your wishes with robotic fishes. Rust free to clean your dishes. Robotic fishes. Slip through the static. Lose and find. Love's a whisper. Tangled in mind. Slip through the static. Lose and find. Love's a whisper. Tangled in mind. Tick-tock, flip-flop, chaos collides. Eloquence dances where madness hides. Whirlwinds of nonsense, sense in disguise. A universe laughing behind your eyes. So ride the whirlpool, drown in delight. Love's the secret in the silent night. Echoes that hum and never depart. A wild, weird, wonderfully tangled heart.
I searched for the script where the ending should be, but the page just sighed and turned back on me. A final finale that goes to the frame. No footprints, no title, no shadow, no name. Line. Did I say it escaped? Slid through my fingers like logic and shape. I lit up the room, but the lamp took a break. The remote's in exile with no path to take. Do you know what I mean? This is rhetoric. Just vanished, like it was never there to begin with. I built up the echo, rehearsed every line. Now silence is humming the chorus in mine. Was it ever written or just in my head? A stanza that slept in a dream I misread. Swallowed by circuits, by sheep made of sparks. Nibbling bits of my climax in digital dark. I followed the thread down the couch to the seam, but even the sofa denied me the theme. She was the paragraph, punchline, and plot, and now I'm not sure if the story was what? prologue's a joke, and the ending ignited in conceptual smoke. How can something that meant so much scatter like ink in the rain, like unspoken matter? I charted the art, I measure the time, but the chorus won't come and the rhyme won't align. I woke in a time zone that hadn't been named. The clocks had dissolved and the polars were shamed. The pendulum swung without memory's grace. No rhythm, no anchor, no rest and no place. She was the last line, the bow on the thread. Now I'm left holding metaphors nobody read, and still I insist it was all truly real, cause even illusions know exactly what they feel. Was she ever reversed, or the page in between? Was I chasing a script or a glitch in the scene? Sometimes I glimpse of a breath, a refrain, but by the next line she is gone once again. How can a love song forget its own tune, or a sun disappear from a mid-August moon? She was the ending I tried to begin, and I lost her the moment I let her in. So I did, in spirals and fragments and parallel bids. But now the script has turned into mist. Was she the finale, or did I just miss?
Danced on Saturn in yesterday's shoes. Left a note in my sock drawer made out of blue. She said you hum in D minor when you're about to implode, then vanished mid-sentence through a crack in the road. I searched my cereal for clues of her name, but the flakes just shrugged in existential shame. Even the milk turned alcoholically gray, like a fridge that remembers but won't let you stay. She's the punctuation in my palindrome, a mirrored mistake that feels like home, a stiletto of silence in a symphony scream. I lost her somewhere in a vending machine. She once wore a rain cloud to block out the sun, spoke in Morse code when she wanted to run. Her shadow had manners, her heartbeat a map. She folded time like a weathered road map. She laughed like a blender of vows and remorse, and offered me oysters in a thunderstorm course. Each pearl a confession, each slurp a disguise. She said eat this, it helps when the universe lies. She umbrella inside of my brain, flips inside out when it dares to rain. A fever that freezes, a whisper that stings. She tangled away on mechanical wings. She knew I was broken by the way I arranged. The alphabet suit the spell, nothing has changed. We played chess on a Rubik's Cube set in reverse. Her bishop kept swearing in iambic verse. Her blue eyes were portals to alternate dreams. Vacationed on comets and bathed in moonbeams. She said love is a fish with a memory span, then turned into vapor and kissed my left hand. She's the glitch in my symphonic code, the footnote that hijacked the moral road. A tight hypo and fade, a detour in dreams. She fed me conclusions with whipped cream. Screams. Now I sit in a chair that remembers her weight, tuning radios, hoping she'll modulate. She's somewhere between a myth and a dare, and I still find her perfume and plausible air. The absence that shaped what I meant, the receipt from a cosmos where nothing was spent. And I toast to her ghost in the shell of my mind, with the love letter folded in temporal lines.
Born on the same sunless night, under clocks that tick backward. We were two echoes trapped inside one shell, a beta fish among sea cucumbers, gliding through the tides of cosmic irony. In a city where shadows dance sideways, a better slips through a crowded mirror maze. Blue eyes ripple like morning waves, or was it dusk? Two souls tangled in a loop, no time can untwist. We meet at the edge of nowhere's door, where clocks run backward but never before. Palms sway to a silent samba unheard, while a kamikaze seagull quotes the absurd. You smiled with eyes like quiet storms, laughing in sync with your lips. Each movement a secret language in eloquence only the mad can decode. The kind that breaks walls but men's hearts. A sound like shattered rainbows, spilling colors no one knows. A whisper wraps around the spaces between, like a secret language, fluent and unseen. To meet again, we met between paradox and pulse. A stairwell looping nowhere but somewhere, where time forgot to count our breaths, and the world spun like a watertight watch. A ticking cage for our restless souls. Arms waving in a sun that forgot to rise, and slipping like words from a broken poem. We danced barefoot on the edge of chaos, our shadows weaving tales that no one dared to tell. A love written in Morse code on ocean waves, the streets curve, a Mobius strip of thought, steps retraced yet never caught. I chase shadows that feel like home, but find only echoes where you roam. Your hands, serpents graceful and wild, wrapping around moments like fragile glass, while a better fish, vibrant and fierce, guarded the gates of our shared madness. A silent witness to the laughter and the longing, time fold smile cracks the code, turning nonsense into our secret mode. We spoke in riddles and echoes in silence, our voices painting stories in the spaces between stars. And in that confusion, the chaos of being one and yet apart, we found a universe made just for us. So here's to the impossible, the absurd, the love that bends but never breaks. To you and me, the better and the sea, forever swimming in the tide of now, where nothing makes sense and everything does. Puzzle pieces no map can place, lost and found in a gravity-free space. A carnival ride through starlit haze, caught in your eyes, unending maze. A better flickers beneath crystal tides, while we dance through what fate decides. Your voice, a sunset trapped in glass, makes every moment impossible to pass. No need for words, our silence speaks in paradoxes and mystique. We are the chaos, the calm, the spark, two halves making light from dark. So let's sail on this wild sea, where love is the whirlpool and we're free. No beginning, no end, just endless starts, parallel whirlwind. Two echoing hearts, two echoing hearts, two echoing hearts.
She ordered a silence, stirred, not shaken, and sipped it like logic that's slightly mistaken. We spoke in metaphors, synchronized sighs, finished each other's thoughts like mirrored goodbyes. Our glances high-fived in the air between, that micro-inch of not touching, electric and clean. Of citrus and code, each note a detour, a synthetic road. We dance without feet, just eyes and weather, and it created the best song ever. 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 The best song. Shaped like her sideways grin, she mapped constellations
constellations on my stubborn skin. She whispered, your hands write better than pens, then didn't touch me again for 14 Zen. She swam through the heat like a memory glitch, rode motorbikes into metaphor's ditch. I filmed her humming to a song only I knew. The wind mouthed the words and the palm trees too. Synchronicity. We breathed in split time, said things unprompted in the same damn rhyme. One echo, two throats, one feather, one lever. And we became the best song ever. 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 She drew galaxies on fogged up glass, turned every detour into a backstage pass. Our lips hovered close like two unsure stars, too luminous to land, too sync to be far. Once we mimicked a band, warming up life. Same line, same pitch, same ironic knife. People stopped talking and stared at our sync. She winked, again, and clinked a drink. She carved little worlds in my coffee foam, gave storms nicknames and made them home. We kissed without touching, drank thunder together, and it sounded like the best song ever. Said love, but rewrote the phrase and shared mosquito bites and power outages haze. She knew how I felt when my playlist froze and reset the world with the arch of her nose. She once said, if I'm ever loved, let it be by hands like yours that don't need to see. And I burned every clock and unlearned the weather just to orbit her shadow, made of tethered forever. Synchronicity, baby. It's all about balance. A kiss almost happened on a lava-lit stair between skin and skin. One whisper of air, that spark wrote symphonies I'll lose never. And it composed the best song. Now I hum the ghosts in stereo halls, play chess on rooftops with invisible walls. The sheet music's gone, but the echo remains, an ache that composes refrains and explains. She once said, if I'm ever loved, let it be by hands like yours that don't need to see. And I burned every clock and unlearned the weather just to orbit her shadow, made a tethered forever. We said it before it was spoken, laughed where the silence was broken. I feel you in words I never quite sever. Ha! Again, the best song ever.
danced on asphalt that cracked like old vinyl, in a crowd of spinning comets wearing human shoes. Our whirlwinds blurred, your signal glitched. You vanished mid-beat and I kept dancing till the silence clapped. But ever since, every story ends one person too soon. I asked the street lights, they just blinked. I asked the traffic cones, they whispered she sing too hard. Now she's rhythm in a parallel bar. I booked a flight with a paper plane, asked clouds for your boarding pass, rerouted every timeline where your laugh left footprints. I checked our kitchen, the mixer's spinning without logic again. Even the better fish paused. He misses the chaos you called grace. The robo-fish blink, Morse code and boredom. My socks fold themselves out of nostalgia. Your glass eyes, those echo hearts, still orbit my sentences. I steered a cardboard boat across neon puddles, chasing shadows that smelled like your afterlar. In a dream-shaped subway, I saw a girl with your walk, but her eyes didn't glitch when we locked. She just passed by, like a universe that wasn't ready for us. I remember what you said in the song with glass ears. If we ever meet in the wrong world, just wave like strangers with secrets. So I waved, and she smiled like someone who once knew my name, but forgot how to pronounce it. Back in our apartment, the windows sigh in iambic pentameter. The toaster only works on your birthday. I asked our forgotten umbrella where you went. It spun, giggled and said, she synchronized into the question mark. Even the wine misses your toast. Even logic refuses to explain itself without you. My compass spins only when I say your name. The stars rearranged last night, spelling hot again in Morse, made of moonlight and mosquito bites. I'm not lost, I'm just rehearsing the path we'll laugh about once we're synced again. Each detour is a verse, each memory is a clue, with your lipstick smirking in the margins. Even absence dances when I remember how you forget on purpose. Somewhere you're sipping logic again. Somewhere you're winking at a universe that almost fits. And maybe I'm late, or maybe you're early, but somewhere in the glitch between our timing, you're still finishing my thoughts like we never hit pause. It's okay if I get lost often enough. I'll find the wrong way that leads back to you. Because not all echoes fade. Some just wait for the beat to catch up.
Found the day you left, it was curled up behind the couch. Between a broken sock and that smile you forgot, it yawned and said, relax. We were just sinking asynchronously. My plants still bloom whenever you blink in parallel dimensions. The cat still judges my decisions like you taught her to. Even the blender's better now, it expands without overheating. You'd love that, or you already did. I can't keep track of what hasn't happened yet. You're still everywhere I didn't look, in the gaps between toasts and tangled metaphors. In the beat before a laugh, your eyes are still too blue. Rewinds I press when the world makes too much sense. Your hands fix time, while pretending it was just a recipe. The universe hiccuped and I accidentally forgave it. It sneezed out a glitch and we danced through it like sink laundry in a cosmic spin cycle. I sailed through every note we ever hummed, and the ones you haven't written yet, they're waiting in the cracks of vinyl. My robot fish asks where you've been. The answer was always here but written in invisible ink. You are still the reason the logic books are giggling. It never broke, it just stretched like silly putty made of soul. Like a joke you only laugh about once you've fallen in love with the punchline. There you were, in a breeze that winked, your laugh pirouetted between raindrops and deja vu. You said we never separated, we just remixed the plot. And I believed you, because your mouth didn't move, but I still heard it.
Because everything already did. This is the kiss between dimensions, the breath before the ha again, the echo that composes itself backwards.
So here we are.